Thanks, Timothy, and thanks for everyone joining in today. I'm going to run through LAT Resources projects, which are currently developing into battery metals production, and look forward to sharing this presentation with everyone. So currently the market cap of the company is $56 million. We have cash and investments around 4.2 million, 1.4 billion shares on issue, and 498 million unlisted options. And I will note that those options are currently in the money. They're 1.2 cents is the exercise price on those. They expire in December. And we generally collect around $150,000 to $200,000 a month on those options. We recently announced a $2.5 million agreement with New York-based Lind where basically they have forwarded us $2.5 million against that option money, and that will be used to develop our Brazil lithium project, which I'm about to run through to. LAT's strategy is to really now focus and deliver mineral resources to help with this net zero emission problem issue that we have all over the world. So we have lithium, copper, a mineral called halloysite, which we're working on a very exciting project with CRC care for methane reduction, and a kaolin product which can be used in high purity alumina. We have a diverse portfolio. As a lot of people know, LAT Resources started well over 10 years ago with basically a focus on Latin America, in particular Peru, Argentina. We've since developed projects now in Brazil, and we are the largest shareholder in a company called Solis Minerals, which is drilling a very large copper project in Chile. And when COVID hit the company, we basically thought, well, in Brazil and Peru, and certainly Argentina were hit pretty hard with COVID. So we picked up a HALLOYSITE-KAOLIN program in Australia to keep the company focused and developing and utilising shareholders' funds to build a HALLOYSITE-KAOLIN project in Western Australia. So I'll start off with South America, where we've been developing these projects for a number of years, and pleased to announce that certainly our Brazil lithium project is really turning into quite an exciting project. For those people who don't know a lot about Brazil, Brazil is a great mining jurisdiction, in particular Minas Gerais. Minas Gerais actually has a lithium hydroxide plant there, and Sigma is developing. Sigma's a $1.3 billion market cap. They're listed on the TSX, which has just started building their lithium plant about 100 kilometres south of us. Thanks, Tim. Next slide. So this is the lithium hydroxide plant, Minas Gerais. This is about 140 k's northeast of our particular project. So, one of the interesting things for us is a lithium hydroxide plant. We're developing a spodumene project. We've had a couple of chats with CBL about perhaps once we chalk up our resource is to hopefully start potentially JVing our project where we can actually supply some of our spodumene into this project and develop a lithium hydroxide product, which would add an extreme amount of value to the company. Thanks, Tim. So, let me just move this up. So this gives you a location of our particular project, Salinas South. This is we call these projects the Salinas lithium projects. BANANAL Valley to the northeast, and Salinas South to basically the southwest. So very well, great highways, great infrastructure. We actually started looking at this area about 2018. We spent a lot of time out in the ground, running through, looking at some pegmatites through here, based around what Sigma Lithium had found a couple of years earlier. We've now in a position, next slide please, Tim. We're now in a position where we've started drilling, and actually today we announced results for further 2 holes, which showing we're getting thicker zones as we continue to drill. We initially had some outcropping assays of 2.7 and 1.4%, which really worked well. And our team in Brazil have done an excellent job of basically now what we're calling a new discovery with lithium spodumene pegmatites in BANANAL Valley. If you go to the next slide, please, Tim. So today we announced that hole number 3 returned some excellent intercepts of 16 metres of true thickness of spodumene. These results, as you can just drop to the next slide, please, Tim, we can see that this opens further to the, as we're drilling deeper, we're getting thicker pegmatites and they're still open. So this is quite exciting for the company in respect of, we now think we're onto a major lithium discovery. Certainly the spodumene here is abundant, and we've now proven up that these pegmatites are thickening out, which is what we wanted to see. We've got planned 2,000 metres for a 14-hole program, but we're now going to extend that. We've just raised some capital, which allows us to now drill. We'll probably put another 3,000 to 4,000 metres in this particular area. We'll actually probably get to this point. 2,000 metres will be finished over the next 6 weeks. The assays will come out towards the end of this month. These are scout holes. So what we're planning on doing is basically drilling extensively through this area now that we've had this discovery, and move towards a JORC resource as quick as we can. We all understand the value of a company once it receives a JORC resource, particularly in lithium. And so we're very excited now about we're fully funded for the next drill program, and we'll be putting out some results over the next 2 or 3 weeks of assays, which I think is going to be very, very positive for the company. Just the next slide, please, Tim. So this gives you an idea of our land holding. We're only drilling really a small part of the lithium at the moment. From what we actually hold, we hold over, what we're calling this is really a lithium valley. As I said, we've just really started drilling the first 3 holes, but now we continue. This looks like these structures have run over a 4-kilometre length, and we believe that if we continue to scout through this lithium valley, we will prove up something quite significant over the next 3 to 4 months. So we're very excited about this program. This is Latin's major focus at the moment. With a large land holding now, we think this is going to add significant value to the company and in one of the great mining jurisdictions of the world. Next slide, please, Tim. We also held some hard rock lithium projects in Argentina. We announced about 12 months ago that we have joint ventured these projects out with a company called Integra Capital. They're going to invest just over $1 million into this project. Once again, we've been held up with COVID, but now we have the permits approved to get out and do the work on these projects. So we're currently expecting to be out in the field exploring and carrying out field work this month. So once again, another exciting milestone for the company. If you could just move to the next slide, please, Tim. We've previously drilled these projects. We're seeing grades of average grades of between 1.5% to 2% through here. These are initial scout drilling that we carried out. The Northwest Alto is one area that we're very focused on in this next exploration program. And the idea is to define some drill targets in the Northwest Alto so we can start drilling that area. Just the next slide, please. So these pegmatites here are a lot larger. As you can see through there, you can see that outcrop. This is a massive area. And if we can prove up this area holds lithium, once again, it'd be an exceptional milestone for the company with our view of developing a lithium project in Argentina as well as Brazil. Thanks, Tim. We have a copper project in Peru. This is a copper porphyry. We intended on drilling this back in early 2020. It got held up once again. COVID sort of decimated Peru. It's back on track now. We're expecting our drill permit to be approved any week now. And once we have that approved, we anticipate drilling that probably around April, May, once we have rigs organised, etc. We would probably look at, we're talking to potentially a couple of JV partners. At the moment, we can't fund everything. So we have had a couple of partners or a couple of potential JV partners show interest in drilling this. Initially, it'd be a 3 to 4 hole program. So watch this space. We will, first step for us is to get the drilling permit so we can then sort of move forward. Next, thanks. Okay, I'm just going to touch on our Cloud9 deposit now. As I said earlier, while we were in the holding position with South America, we found this very exciting HALLOYSITE-KAOLIN project very close to Perth, 300 kilometres away in a town called Meriden. So we actually, just the next slide, so Tim, within 18 months, we drilled up this project. Our team here in Perth did an exceptional job of getting into this project, drilling it up. Next slide, please. And producing a 207 million tonne JORC resource of kaolin and halloysite. This is one of the largest kaolin halloysite deposits in Australia. We've had exceptional results from the point of kaolin of brightness. It's been very high, which is very important for kaolin. And the halloysite's been very high, also high grade as well, which is something very important for in projects that we, research and development project we're currently working on. The research and development projects with a group called CRC Care. And what's important about this project is we're working on methane reduction. So halloysite is typically is used in ceramics. Just the next slide, thanks, Tim. But what we've found is a group out of the University of Newcastle, CRC Care, have approached us about using halloysite in their, I suppose at lab scale, they've developed a product with halloysite that basically goes into, you can feed with feedlots, with agriculture, with cows in particular, spray on grass, and the methane reduction of up to 80% from agriculture, which is, you know, in particular, if this gets proven over the next year or so, it could be a company maker within itself. This is, as we know, the world's been talking about, especially in Glasgow, they want to reduce methane, and they need products like this to be able to do that. So currently, the guys in prove this up lab scale, but what we want to prove, can it work at scale? So by the end of this year, we should have a pretty good idea. We'll be testing this product on herds of agriculture with cows in particular. So very exciting for us. Also, these products are used in supercapacitor batteries and nanotube technology. So it's a unique mineral. It's different to what you normally see out there, but at the end of the day, it works in with our goal and focus of the net zero emission strategy that this company is holding very strongly. So let's look at our sort of timeline for our milestones now over the next 6 months. Cloud9, we've moved into a pre-feasibility study. We hope to have that initial DSO, in other words, with the kaolin product, a study that will show us what we need to spend to pull that kaolin product out of the ground and sell that directly into offtake partners in Korea, China, etc. That pre-feasibility study is at this stage look like being finished sometime in June, which is not too far away. We will also have a mineral resource update very soon on our Cloud 9 project. Obviously, the SALINAS lithium drilling has commenced. The assay results should be out sometime this month. And then we'll look at potentially pushing that JORC resource we hope to have over the next 6 to 8 months. And our Peru copper drilling program will hopefully start sometime in April, May as well. So we have a lot of news flow coming up over the next 6 months. We think that it'll be significant news flow and potentially for us adding significant value to the company at the moment. Just the next slide, thanks, Tim. This is my final slide, and I just want the investors, shareholders, stakeholders to make note of this particular slide. We currently have funding to follow through and finish off another 5,000 metres of drilling in Brazil, which I think we now say safely that we've shown out some very, very compelling results from our initial 3 or 4 holes. I look at other companies and look at, Sayona, Neometals, and Sigma in particular. Sigma are a 50 million market cap in 2018 and now 1.3 billion. But obviously they're well advanced. They have a JORC resource. They have a significant upside in their market cap that they reduce their JORC resource, along with Neometals and Sayona. Now Sigma are moving towards development stage. I couldn't fit on here Core Lithium. I couldn't fit on here AVZ Minerals. They're up around, and Liontown, they're up around 3 billion market cap with their studies finished and going into development. So this is, what you've got to look with Latin. And if I can leave this message for people that we are fully funded, we're a low market cap, moving towards a JORC resource in our lithium project. On top of that, a pre-feasibility study with our kaolin halloysite project. I think we're significantly undervalued at this point, but we have to get those milestones completed and understand that. And I think the value will follow once we've done that. Thank you very much. Oh, sorry, just go back to that, Tim, that's important. Our ESG process is commenced. We are now disclosing environmental, social and governance metrics on a quarterly basis. This is something the board of Latin Resources spent quite a bit of time on in 2021, and we've appointed Social Suite, which is a great technology platform to assist us in ensuring that we meet our commitment to ESG policy. Thank you.